Hey, how's everyone doing? So, I had the impulse to make a video on a topic. I find for me that I have so many different interests, so many different patterns of having what you might refer to as like an epiphany, um, an awareness of a pattern that is exciting, a pattern that is inspirational. And I think the key word is a pattern that is deeply personal. I find myself not only interested in people, what's going on psychodynamically within other people, but also, interestingly, I'm kind of obsessed with what's going on within my own self as well. And perhaps that's related to introverted feeling as a function, uh, according to Jungian typology. And the point I'm making with this is I just take like this immense pleasure and interest in really getting clear on the patterns that I have experienced in my own life, the patterns of really psychological engagement and meaningful engagement. I use that language quite regularly when making my videos because I think this therein lies the key to good mental health treatment. It has more to do with allowing the person to express the dynamics properly within a social and cultural milieu that promotes basically um, shared identity structures and the stability to kind of play with and merge and change. And there's that sense of having one foot in, you could say, the stability of this self, the grounding of the self, but then also the other foot in that sense of what could be possibility, what is emerging from the unknown. And yeah, it's just fascinating to me to consider human life and how human life ought to be versus how I think in a lot of cases today people are living these lackluster lives. They're feeling a sense of, and I know in my case it was and has been something like apathy, right? A sense of lack. I'm living, but the cup isn't full. It's not overflowing with meaningful engagement. And I say, why not? Why not have a life of meaningful engagement? Seriously, why not? We are called to it. God beckons it. We are responsible. So, with this responsibility, I found a pattern. And the pattern is one that has been best understood through Karen Hornevian, her psychoanalytic sort of theory, where she discusses the three primary neurotic patterns. Um, in my case, and this corresponds with Enneagram 9 and 5 and 4, there's the withdrawn neurotic pattern. In this case, there is this desire to, in some sense, not be emotionally influenced or affected by other people and really emotions. I have found that in my case, this is my primary pattern. For all of you who are type 9s out there, there's a lack of an ability to assert the self, to organize the self, to make moves, to kind of push on the world and have a sense of feeling like you are influencing the world, while maintaining, of course, peaceful. And it's interesting because what I have studied and what I have been drawn to has revealed this pattern to me. I go back to the same topics and I do the same reading, and I have the same kind of sense of, oh my goodness, this is so profoundly important. And the realization is this: what's profoundly important is the sense that I am being influenced by external factors, the environmental milieu, my interpersonal relationships, the fact that I am part of something that is being pressed upon me. As you can see, the neurotic pattern that emerges there, because I'm interested in being in control, understanding what is influencing me, and then pushing back. Being influential is something that I value. I think this is the case with anyone who is moving into an integrated state who has the withdrawn pattern. You could even, for example, hypothetically entertain the tortured artist. You could entertain, the peacemaker. You could entertain the intellectual scientist, the type 5. You can think of all of these patterns of ego, these patterns of ego that end up not filling up, but leaving a void, an emptiness, a sense of static complacency, a sense of disconnection really from others. And you can imagine what that might look like. And this is what I love to do. And it is my passion to do this through something like psychodynamic therapy, through forming a relationship with other people who allow these dynamic processes to be expressed in a way that realizes the full meaningful engagement that is out there for them, if they're willing to really confront their own patterns. There's something really comforting about knowing that your patterns are yours, that in some sense you don't have to take yourself so seriously, and that if you are really humble in that process and you're willing to be aware, you can grow into a person who can offer some kind of meaningful insight into other people's lives as well. Once we have that sense of self, we can then step into others and we can fight for them, we can defend them, we can really, in some sense, serve them. And we can do it knowing that we are not doing it really to fill up some kind of dependent psychological need in ourselves, or you name it. The ego has strategies, and very clearly these strategies fail. And I'm here to try to, in some sense, bring a sense of clarity, not only to my own strategies as I try to help others, but really to the world, because the world has so much potential for healing relationship, for healthy culture, and for just a meaningful life. Resiliency is a way of life for human culture when properly expressed. Tell me what you think. I'd love to hear your opinion, and I would love to see you again in a new video. I have a lot of different things on my mind. I'm looking forward to sharing them with you. All right, see you. Bye.